Here we go, Shimko.
Budweiser, that is the official beer in NASCAR. No beer is more official than Budweiser. That is the official beer in NASCAR. And they are proud
at least he sounds
to present
authentic.
the, what do we got? The Budweiser Drunk Driver of the Race Award? Yeah, we do have that. That's given to the Souls qualifier at every single PGA Tour event. Today, it's number 22 at Jackson Lewis, putting up a blistering time of 22.688. That is about, I don't know, 0.8 or something like that off of the pole. More than half a second slower than anybody else, not even close to the rest of the field.
Yeah, he is annoying, I know.
Jordan, is that the proverbial pole? Is that how you say that?
But he's a fairly nice guy.
No, that is the actual pole.
He's a little annoying.
Today's,
I just let him do his thing, I guess.
Driver to look for today. Driving the number 27 machine, starting way back in the 31st position, is Jesse James. His ping is a little elevated today as he's on another planet.
A lot of people don't get along with him, but I've always had pretty good racing with him.
He's looking to get a good showing for us today.
Man, I'm glad you're here, Jesse.
Yeah, we're not going to hear Jesse for a little bit. His message is that his ping is very elevated. He's in another solar system right now, so we'll be hearing him in about 2 minutes.
All right, good luck, ladies, gentlemen, work.
Yeah, thank everybody else for coming out tonight. We got a good race up at Speedway, our Sunday night lead here. Take a look at today's ground rules. We have a today's race calls for 2 laps.
Maybe help if I put it in first gear before we try to take off.
Double file restarts. There's no passing at all. Where you start's where you finish.
That would be.
Hey, real quick, just want to let everybody know that Rick Hendrick's cousin Todd is a cross-dressing hoe.
Yeah, Jesse James or Jared.
No.
Yeah, Jared, I got you. Yeah, I'm not gonna fight nobody too hard. You know, we're just gonna kind of ride around. Thing is, we can't ride around too slow.
That's
we
great.
Get
Let's get a word in from Applebee's before we get the green flag.
Wheel spin's also a concern. I didn't practice my restarts.
I want to thank all 6
do.
fans of the stands for coming out today. That's actually breaking attendance records in the NASCAR, or whatever they call it these days, series. It's up to the average of about 2 that they get. So good showing today. Thank you all for coming out. Next week, the series is canceled.
Wait, you say canceled?
Yeah, we're pulling a.
All right, buddy.
AAF
Thanks, man. We're gonna try.
I mean,
after
this
first
week,
few laps gonna be iffy.
We're done.
There's gonna be a big wreck somewhere, so we'll try to just stay out of the carnage.
asshole Iracing.
Best we can. See what happens. Here we go.
Good luck, Mrs. Watson.
Thank you guys for joining. Hopefully we don't die in the first half of the race at least.
The pace car is in. Green, green, green.
Force it up? Jesus. I'm for one.
One car ahead.
Shit, that's my fault. Sorry.
Pit road is closed.
Wow, one Gordon car took out the other
didn't take
Gordon
long, did
car,
it?
man.
Sector 2, car bike, had the position when the yellow flag came out.
It's Sunday night. It's go time in here, man.
The pace car.
What's about them Gordon fans, man? I know their judgment's a little impaired.
It's gonna be a crash fest. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Yeah, man, I'm good too.
Get used to the caution laps, boys.
Sorry
Find
again,
us some
guys.
good tops to talk about.
100% my fault.
We have intentions on catching up today?
37.77, my fastest lap of the race. And Colton needs a whole nother front end. You know,
Pit road is
go.
now open.
We got any other Jeff Gordon cars in here?
Oh, this isn't an open race. This is fixed. Yeah, this is a fixed race. I've not raced any opens yet. I practiced for an open race here, but I never ran it.
10-4, you got it modified.
Jordan, just for you, I'm going to change the paint after this race.
No, you gotta keep it. You took out the other Gordon guys. So you gotta absorb his paint scheme. Whatever he's running, you gotta run that now.
Is that like Pokemon? You kill him, move on?
Yep. If a Gordon car wrecks another Gordon car, they absorb that scheme.
Yeah, I should have said fixed, I guess. I can actually need to change that. There we go.
Yeah, the numbers. Well, he was the 14 and he was the 11. So, but the 24 is in there too. So a lot of addition to do here.
Yeah, I haven't tried running any open big races yet. I mean, obviously the late models and stuff are.
Is that another Jordan car?
God Almighty! Shut up, Jordan. I do want to
start.
start. What the heck? How do I cut him off? I can't mute him. There we go. I do want to start running some open races at some point, but so far I haven't done that. One of these days.
So you got to take him out.
Sounds like the old gun sounds on like old first-person shooters.
Yeah, he's a little back here with me, but that's all right.
Oh, old video games are so fun.
Robbie, when we get lined up, I'm going to pull up next to you.
So does the wheel position look more natural
very minimal
now?
Damage to it.
Doesn't look like it's like way low coming out of
Like
my waist.
square on the nose.
I didn't try it. I was just joking. I was trying to just.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad at all.
Hey,
And
Robbie
fourth,
Lyons
like-
sounds like he's 14 on here. Yeah, we're up here a little closer to the front than we wanted to be this early, but it is what it is. I'm not very good at New Smyrna, so haven't ran any late model races there yet. I need one. I need to run at least one tomorrow. Hey, Spike.
Get ready, going green. The pipe carries in.
Thank you for the host, whoever that was. I think that's what it was.
Outside. Stay low. Clear.
Get to him, Dre! Go get to him, hurry! Play flag!
Outside. Stay low.
That was weird.
Keep low.
I didn't barely even touch him.
Stay low. The car on the high side.
Oh, what the hell, dude?
Clear outside.
I don't know, man. That first one, I didn't even touch you on my screen.
Car outside.
But it gave me a 4X, so I don't know if it was netcode or what happened there. The second one, yeah, that was my fault. I pushed up. Sorry about that.
Stay low. The car on the high side. Keep low.
I mean, you can't pin me down. You know, if you pin me down,
Keep low. Clear
you kind of have to expect that I can possibly push up into you.
Stay low. The car on the high side. Still there. Clear. Car outside. Still there.
Thank you, buddy. No problem, but I don't want any part of that.
On your line.
I'm in the theme, though.
I don't want to just drop behind him, to be honest.
Clear.
Yes, that right there is what gets you wrecked. Cut down in front of people like that. He could have easily stayed up where he was and been fine. But whatever. You know, he can do that all he wants. Doesn't matter. I don't know how the heck that one shouldn't even been a 4X. That was weird. Oh shoot, I forgot the Rec 1.
Go low. Your flag.
Check out that.
Line up single file. Pit road is closed.
Wow.
Alright. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. That was very strange. Just barely touched him. But yeah, it is what it is. You just gotta be careful trying not to get no more.
I don't know what that was for.
Who's going to the Shark Lounge tonight after the race?
Why are we
Is that
all
like the champagne
slamming on
room?
brakes going into turn 1?
Yeah, it's right here on International Speedway at A18, the Shark Lounge right there. It's a hell of a time. Who's coming out?
So I assume we'll
Didn't
be
it get
pitting here
renamed
probably.
something?
Well, I've got some sad news to tell you. They renamed it to Candies, and they just tore the son of a bitch down last month. Oh no! The building ain't there no more.
Can I do anything, Robert?
Am I good?
Or was that just,
Yes.
a little jumping around?
Good.
Well, for one, I didn't get any car contact, and for two, you were up the racetrack a little bit, and I was on the bottom, so I definitely didn't mean to wreck you, but it is what it is.
Punch it.
I'll let this guy go. I don't really care.
Line up.
I'm not trying to race these guys that hard. He can have that position if he wants it that bad. Too early to be going all crazy anyway. I feel like we might could dial a little break out of it, but I really don't want to mess with it too much right now. So we'll be on the bottom. Yep.
One left to green. Line up on the inside.
No, Jeremy.
We've lost Sam Watson.
Past the 34 car.
Every time I ever question the physics on this game, he just proverbially just fucking dunks all over me. My God.
Get ready.
Sam, are you okay, buddy?
He blew up.
I blew up out of nowhere.
Race car is in.
No, Sam.
Green flag, green flag.
Sorry, I screwed you there, 23.
Car outside. Still there. Hold your line. Clear. Outside. The yellow flag is out. Line up. Single file. This road is closed. Let's
God,
go.
buddy.
Is that the end of segment
200 laps of 55-mile-an-hour racing. It's
We're
going
going
to
to
be a
set
great
some
night,
caution
boys.
records today.
I wasn't trying to run you over there, Kelsey, but I got run over too.
What is that, like our fourth caution already? Yeah, no problem, man. I was like, whoa, and then I was like, whoa again.
Pit road is now open.
Yeah, I mean, that's the risky run when you jack everybody up on the inside like that. I know. The same thing happened to me. I did to somebody else earlier, so.
Come on.
I think it's free.
Let's go, black car with black numbers.
There was
So
a foot
cool.
the other night had 98 laps of caution.
Oh, geez, 98 laps. Holy crap. I guess we
Well,
just need to get what we
we're
can get.
well on our way.
What is this guy doing? Let's
I
go.
quit.
Jeez, tighten it up, guys. Come on.
Car 5. Got the lucky dog. Let them by. On the outside. Let the by. Car by. He had the position when the yellow flag
Well,
came
we already
out.
got a title for this video. I can't drive 55 because we're going to rarely hit anything over 45, it looks like. So, thank you, Ted Nugent, for sponsoring this video. Funny thing is, we started like
Keep it up,
20
keep it
something,
up,
and
keep
we're already
moving.
up here to freaking 15.
I don't know if these races would be better or worse if we had like a tire limit.
A few more strategy.
I would actually like to see a tire limit personally.
I'm almost there already.
You really want to be that guy that hit your tire limit and stays out with 10 to go?
Sammy Hagar should
1,000 times
stream.
better.
Yeah,
I'm
for
all
sure.
for it.
Well, I think it makes the racing better.
You remember when the national speed
Guys
limit was
wouldn't be able
55?
to
I heard
keep
about
on
that.
side
That was
the whole
before my
race.
time. That was in the 70s, wasn't it? Like late 70s when they were
I
trying
put
to save
myself
fuel.
on a tire limit, so when there's 30 to go and I don't pit and I'm on 42 lap old
That's
tires
crazy,
and wreck
man.
the field, hell, what them.
They were considering raising
I'm
the speed
going
limit
for
around
it.
here up to 85 there for a little while, but I guess they decided
I
not
think what they
to.
ought to do is they should,
I know it's
we
85
should be
out
able
in
to pit
like
it all.
the desert
We got to do the
states.
whole race on one set of tires.
In some
and
of them
one tank
anyway.
fuel.
Road is closed.
New Mexico or something like that, somewhere out there it is.
I like that idea. Let's do it.
And they ought to make the race longer.
I mean, I would be
miles,
okay
man.
with a national
Every
speed
race.
limit of 55 personally,
They should have a naked dude model that climbs
but
the
I
fence
don't
at
drive
Richmond.
very far, so it doesn't bother me any. Shoot, the dang UPS truck, I mean, the speed limit, the highway speed limit around here is 60 because there's so much traffic, and I do like 85 through there in that thing. Nobody bothers me. I'll pass state troopers and they just look at me like they don't even care. It's pretty funny. I had one of them shake his finger at me one day, so, you know, I guess I gotta try to be a little careful, but
Now I'm really curious to see what will happen to tires after 300 laps.
One left to green. Line up on the inside.
I think they ought to turn cautions off. Give us some
Aaron's
power up.
3 or 4 cars in front of us, so we're catching up with him slowly but surely.
Like that NASCAR Rumble game from like 20 years ago. They'll throw a tornado out there.
Yeah, if your tires are burned up like that already, then you're screwed. My tires feel brand spanking new. Hell, we didn't go 4 or 5 laps.
Get ready. Going green.
Not even that. Like, what, 2 laps before the caution come back out? Something like that?
I'll see if I can get a better restart this time, 23.
The pace car is in.
We got a jumper on the outside. We're 3-1. It's the third finish line.
Car outside. Keep low. Stay low. Still there.
This guy dive bombing on the inside like a tard.
Keep low. Still there. Hold your line. Clear. Still there. Hold your line. Still there. Hold your line.
Oh, he got loose.
Car outside. Keep low. Clear.
Just kind of riding, you know.
Inside. Still there. Still there. Still there. Hold your line.
That was weird. All the cars turned blue there for a minute. I want to see how this high side's going to work here.
Stay high.
Go ahead, take it, 5.
Stay high.
Thanks, man.
Oh, there's the wall. Just kissed it.
Still there. You're up top. 3 wide. Car inside.
That worked out.
Clear.
I'll take it. That could have been a lot worse. A lot worse. Alright, guard the bottom, obviously.
Outside. Keep low.
Yeah, like usual, after a few laps you start falling back a little bit, so... Not gonna fight nobody. If they want to take it, they can take it. It's all about survival. And there goes the 4 car. Don't come back into the traffic, please. It makes such a big difference if you can get all the way up here and get that nice run down in. It's really hard to get that when you're on the bottom. Getting a little pushy now. Multiple green flag laps, what do you know? Who's going to be the first guy that loops it coming off of turn 4? Might be me, who knows? Oh no, nowhere to go there. Oh man, we took a heck of a hit. Oh! Oh yeah, I was only sitting here for like 5 seconds before you hit me. Jeez.
I didn't even see you. Saw a guy up high. Sorry.
Well, dang.
Got him.
Oh well. I was there for freaking ever before the guy ran into me. Look at that. He just drilled me. What in the heck? That sucks. Well, alright, well, let's wait for the tow and see if we can get some God, it's gonna take a while to fix this one. This one's pretty much junked, I think. It's gonna be probably, I don't know, dang, we had a fast car too. That sucks. We were running almost top 10 there. Well, dang. I would have rode around the back, you know, but I mean, gosh, I was so much faster than half of those guys. I don't know who that was that hit me. I think it was a number 5 car. I believe. Let's see. Yeah. Pretty sure that was him. Actually, let's look real fast. If it hadn't damaged the motor, we'd be fine. We took a pretty hard shot right there. That actually might have damaged the motor. I don't know. I don't see any smoke. Who is this coming barreling in here? Yeah, 5 car. God, man, like did he even slow down at all? Like he had so much time to stop. I'm telling you, man, I was sitting there for a while, huh? I had nowhere to go when that guy got loose either. I mean, nowhere to go. He hit the wall and bounced off of it, and then, like, there was no, like, I just had nowhere to go at all. Hit him, and then the 20 car hit me. Which, that actually might have helped me a little bit, because I spun on down. I think I would have hit the wall head on had that 20 car not hit me there, but, yeah, the 5 just comes in there like a bat out of hell, man. And, look, I mean, everybody's slowing down, and he's just like, you know, gassing it up. Let me see what he saw. He sees the wreck. Let me go low. Right into me. Like, he could have went, look at all this room he had. Like, he couldn't have went up, but he could have went down here. Like, why didn't you turn down there to the bottom?
You thought you were going to be last.
Instead, he just hits me square. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, it's 31 freaking minutes. Gosh. I don't like riding around on the back, you know? I mean, it's the smart thing to do, but I don't like doing it. We're not gonna give up. We're gonna stay here and we're gonna finish it out. I mean, I still have a good shot of getting, you know, at least my number, because other guys are gonna wreck out too. So, how many people do we actually have in this race? 37. Ooh. I don't know. We might not. We'll see. Oh yeah, for sure, man, for sure. Well, let's take it to the focus on crashes, because that's what I do. And we'll just wait it out. Oh well. Let me update my title. How many people won't join on here thinking they're going to see something? Well, thank you for the follow, sir. I appreciate that, Pete. I really do. I hate that it's going to be kind of a crappy show from here on out. That's how racing goes, right? So
Green flag, green flag.
we'll sit here and drink our beers and enjoy the race, and we'll watch and see how good Aaron does. Aaron's up here in what looks like second right now, so that's good. So we'll watch him and let our car get fixed, and we'll come out here and make some laps and hopefully make up some positions.
Got one over here.
We also got a few other guys to check on. Jeremy Root's still in this race. Nick Olson's obviously in here as well. Ricky Hart's in here, so we got a few more guys we can watch. Go back here to where some of the action is. We don't want to pull a fox and only show the leader.
I'm going to check up on the front right here. I'm going to drop the back.
You doing alright there, driver?
You know, it's just a little bit loose, but we're good.
So what'd you guys think of the Richmond race? Not this one, the real one.
I
didn't think it was terribly bad. It wasn't terribly bad. It could have had, you know, some more exciting moments in it, but for the most part, I guess it was decent. It was better than last year's, I think. Gosh, I just missed my mouth. I hate watching these races like this and not being in them. It sucks. See how many time we. I know it's not time yet, but I want to check it. 27 minutes. Yeah, it's gonna be a while. Yeah. Such a shame, really.
No!
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I mean, it could have been a lot better, but there was some pretty good racing there for the most part. I still say the cars are way, way too stable. And, oh, the 19's going around. Yep, caution's going to be out probably. Oh, maybe not.
Spinner on the back.
Oh, there it goes. So, let's go back and look at that real fast so you guys won't miss it. But yeah, who's the 19 here?
I mean, for shit's sake,
Oh,
every time we get
Jordan
to race.
Worth. Jordan
Yeah, I
Worth
got
loses
dumped
it.
right there.
No, you didn't get dumped. Ain't nobody touched you.
There was Todd
Nobody
Thomas.
touched you. Nobody touched you. Look at that. Look at all that space.
Jesus.
Nobody
He ain't even in
touched
the
you.
race and he's dumping my shit again.
So,
Yeah, and I'm sorry.
Oh, well, I
the
better
car-
not say who
got
wins
wrecked by
then.
another Gordon car.
I don't wanna spoil it
seem to
for
be
you.
wrecking everybody tonight. I always knew that
What was I
Gordon
saying?
fans were a little
Oh, geez, shut
challenged.
up. Oh, crap. What am I doing? There we go. So, yeah, so the cars still they still look like to me that they're just way, way too stable. But for the most part, it wasn't a terrible race. I mean, it wasn't too bad. What's my guys doing? They're not even working. Look at them. Just standing there looking at it. Dude, come on, guys. Get busy here. We're on Jeremy Root now, and he looks like he's been wrecked as well. Oh, yeah, definitely. He's got a lot of damage. I like that paint scheme. Pretty cool. But, there was some pretty good racing there. The bad thing about it was... Oh, you did you? Okay, cool. The bad thing about it was it looked like... I mean, you had Clint Boyer and Joey Logano both faster than Martin Truex, and neither of them could pass him. They got up to him, and they couldn't pass him. And I don't know if that was because of the big spoilers and the aero problems, or if that was just typical racing where they burned their tires up, you know. Boyer seemed to say that once he got up to him, he had so much wake on his car from the big spoilers that he just couldn't get no bite. So, you know, but who knows? I mean, no, I don't think any of them really like that package, so none of them's going to praise it at all, ever. So, how much did you guys lose? Oh, man. Simcoe must have lost everything because I don't even see his name up there anymore. Dang, that sucks. Yeah, you can't bet at all. Snyder lost a lot, too. Randy's actually ahead of you, Snyder. You guys put too much faith into me if you're betting at all. But, I don't know. I thought it was an okay race. I mean, I don't want it to be easy to pass. I want it to be hard to pass. I want to see guys have to use the bumper, you know, to get around somebody. I think that's what makes it fun. For me, anyway. I know not everybody's like that. I do like the wrecks and stuff like that. So, and the emotions and the fighting and all that stuff. So, of course, I would like to see that kind of thing. I think it takes a good mix of both to make a good race. You need some good racing. Not a demolition derby, but some good racing with some crashes thrown in and some guys getting mad at one another, a rivalry or two, you know, guys smarting off at each other and stuff like that. All that together, you get all that together in a race and you got a good race. And if you have a race that's all wrecks, it's not a good race. If you have a race that's no wrecks and, you know, just a bunch of guys turning laps for 3 hours, it's not a good race. And if you guys got, or if you got guys that, you know, well, obviously, if they're emotional after the race, but there was no wrecks, then you still got all them green flag laps. But yeah, you need a little bit of everything to make a good race, you know. You gotta have something that keeps you on the edge of your seat, makes you want to stand up and cheer. And getting guys beating and banging doors together, and, you know, shooting each other with the rod through the window net and stuff like that, you know, get your blood pumping. Makes you feel like something's getting ready to happen, you know. You get the adrenaline rushing. And that right there is what keeps people entertained and keeps people watching. Without that adrenaline, or that feeling that, you know, at any time something could happen, people just aren't going to be into it as much. Yeah, it's just my 2 cents.
Green flag.
No, not Bowman Gray. Bowman Gray, yeah. Bowman Gray, you know, well, I mean, it's nice to have you know, Bristol, and I talked about this on Randy's podcast. Bristol was kind of like Bowman Gray, but it was a lot faster. And used to, Martinsville was kind of hit or miss. Bristol was always that race where people dumped each other because they had to pass, you know, or at least get into them and move them up the track. People was always mad, throwing stuff. And I thought that was real good to have that race a couple times a year. I would have liked to have seen another track that was kind of like Bristol and have that 4 times a year spread out evenly. Because I felt like Bristol was a good battle for the lead up here, by the way. Bristol, let me turn this down so I can hear myself think. Good God. Bristol kind of made people have rivalries with one another. And those rivalries would carry over, you know, the following weekend, and the weekend after that, and the weekend after that, and sometimes they carry over all the way till you got back to Martinsville or Bristol, and then they would continue there as well. And I think that's what the sport's missing right now. I mean, you look at all the rivalries there was in the late 90s where you had Gordon and Rusty Wallace. Rusty Wallace, I don't know if you've ever listened to Earnhardt's podcast. Rusty was on there talking about it. Rusty Wallace hated Jeff Gordon. Like, he respected him, but he could not stand it because he come in there and was beating him, you know. So they had a healthy rivalry going at Richmond and Bristol and Martinsville because Rusty was great at those short tracks. Gordon come in there and just started stomping them all. And Earnhardt was the same way. Earnhardt didn't hate him, but Earnhardt didn't. He got tired of seeing him win everything. So they had a good rivalry going, and that carried on for years. And it all started right there on Bristol and Richmond, those short tracks. Because see, I mean, I know we still have Richmond. It's still the same way, but used to cars kind of ran the bottom at Richmond as well. You don't see them run the bottom as much. Now there's like 2 or 3 lanes there. I don't know if it's because the track's got wear on it that's caused that or what. Martinsville's the same as it's always been, but with the way the car is designed now, you really can't. You have to really hit somebody hard to really get them up and, you know, get them moved up the track. You can't just barely get into them like you could with that Gen 4 car and lift the back end up off the ground. That was one thing I liked about that car, and Snyder disagrees with me because Snyder don't like. He said he thought it was too easy to wreck people, and it was. I mean, you barely seen guys get into each other, and they would wreck. But even in the early '90s, the bumpers kind of lined up, and you've seen guys wreck with slightest little bit of touches, you know. So I think we need to get back to something like that where it's easy to move someone, and I know you see a lot more wrecks that way, which I'm okay with. A lot of people might not be, but I think it makes for better racing at the same time. So, because I mean, a guy can get mad and dump somebody, and be like, "Well, sorry, I didn't. You know, I just barely touched you. I didn't mean to." But because the other guy got pissed off, so you just hate seeing. Oh, I don't like seeing scoops either. I mean, I get it. I know you don't like it. You ever seen those old Camaros from the late '80s? That was running like late models, man. Them things were crazy looking. They look like literal plows, like slanted back noses and stuff, or not plows, but like ramps. It was crazy. Yeah, you can pinch them off 2 and 4. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. But the thing is, like, I mean, I don't know. To me, that's just like that's fun to watch for a little while. But if nobody's, it just gets old after a while when it's lap after lap after lap after lap. You know. I don't know. I always tell people whenever they say, well, the cars are racing side by side. I'm like, yeah, but cars on the highway racing side or are driving side by side too. And I mean, people aren't lining up lawn chairs to watch people on the highway, but that's just me being a smart ass, so. Because they're scary. Okay. I'm not sure if that's sarcasm or if you're serious. I don't know how you mean. Because they're scary. I think I'm assuming he's talking about the way the front ends were slanted back on those cars, and you could just like get right up underneath somebody. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, we need that emotion back into the sport. You know, let's see somebody throw some helmets every once in a while. We used to see that at least twice a year. Of course, another thing, you know, that rule NASCAR implemented whenever Tony Stewart ran that boy over, and it wasn't Stewart's fault. It was definitely that boy's fault for trying to grab his car like an idiot. But when that happened, you know, they had that rule come out and said, well, you can't get out of your car until safety crews get there. That really kind of hurt that emotion you see, because I think that gives them that extra time to sit in the car and think, you know, about what they're about to do, and they kind of calm down a little bit, so you don't see that stuff as much. We need more helmets thrown and stuff like that. But, and whether that was a good rule or not, I don't know. I mean, you know, of all the years that, gosh, man, it's taking so long. All the years that that NASCAR was around, nothing ever happened because somebody got out of a car. I mean, now I have seen some safety workers get hit pretty hard by cars spinning to the inside and plowing into cars and stuff like that. But as far as I know, a driver's never got hit by another car because he got out and threw his hands up or whatever. So I think it was kind of a knee-jerk decision. Like, I sort of get it. And it might have been their insurance company saying, hey, you know, this stuff can't happen. You got to make these guys sit in their cars for a while or something like that and not let them get out. So it may have been a call that wasn't even made by NASCAR. It might have been their insurance company that said something about it, but who knows? Either way, I wish they hadn't have done that, though, because I really feel like that kind of hurt a lot of the emotion. Sport's got to get emotion back into it somehow. It's just every week it seems like they're just driving around in circles, and you have them kind of fussing a little bit to TV cameras, but you never really see them fussing at each other. Occasionally you do, but it's not like it used to be, you know. You don't see rivalries like you used to see, and that's what we need. We need good healthy rivalries. Not the kind of rivalries like Kyle Busch versus Keselowski where they might race each other a little harder. I want to see rivalries where, you know, occasionally that guy might dump him because he just doesn't like him, you know. Oh, I'm sure. I've seen some guys have some close calls, and I'm not saying it's a, like I said, I don't know. I don't want to say it's a bad move. I know I sort of said I wish they hadn't done it. I just wish there was a way, I don't know, man. I wish there was a way you could allow it and it wouldn't be dangerous, but I guess there really isn't. So I definitely don't want to see nobody get hurt, you know, because they jumped out on the track and got hit by a race car. I mean, I've seen some guys do some stupid stuff. We've seen the other day, I don't know if I posted the video to Discord or not, of the guy grabbing the, you know, trying to grab the wiring harness out of the guy's late model, and then the guy taking off and, you know, sending him for a ride down the track. So, you know, it is what it is. But that kind of stuff, you just don't see that kind of stuff in cup racing anymore. Very rarely anyway, you know. Yeah, I agree. So, anyway, but yeah, somehow they got to get some emotion back into it, I think, to really get crowds like they used to have. And I know a lot of people says, well, you know, they hit their heyday. They could get them crowds back. I mean, it could happen. If it happened once, it can happen again. You just got to figure out why people started watching then and what's caused them not to watch and attend now. And in my opinion, it's just because it's just not as exciting as it used to be. You know, there's personalities there, but those personalities don't really show through. Trying to think of how to word it. Oh yeah, it was definitely his fault. Definitely his fault. And I don't blame the guy for taking off either. I mean, you never know what he's going to do reaching that window. But they gotta, like, you know, when Rusty Wallace and Jeff Gordon and all them guys were having their rivalries, and Earnhardt too, that went past racing, and people that didn't watch racing knew about it, you know. You don't really have that anymore. I mean, you used to see commercials on TV of race car drivers and stuff like that. You don't even see that. I mean, I remember seeing Jeff Gordon commercials, like Pepsi commercials and stuff, on shows that had nothing to do with racing, you know. I mean, he was mentioned in freaking movies and video games and rap songs and all kinds of stuff. I mean, that's how big, you know, those names were. And now, I mean, you never hear anything about Kyle Busch or Brad Keselowski or any of those guys outside of racing anymore. So, and I really think, you know, the rivalries and all that stuff they had together kind of elevated their names higher than probably what they should have been. I know I'm just rambling, but that's just my 2 cents on it. So, yeah, I wish they could figure something out. I really do. I'd love to go back to races and enjoy them like I used to. Just don't anymore. You know, I've been to like 3 or 4 races since the COT came out in 2008, and I used to go to about 7 per year before that. And everyone I went to Xfinity Race in Charlotte, and nothing happened the entire race. I think one car blew an engine, and this is back in like 2013 or something like that, 14. One car blew an engine. That's all that happened the entire race. Nobody spun out. Nobody. I mean, nothing else happened. It was crazy. And I took my cousin with me, and he was like, "I'm never coming to another NASCAR race again." And we had both been to a lot before then, you know. And I was like, "Yeah, I kind of agreed with him." Well, me and him went to our truck race at Bristol a few years ago. Same thing. I mean, there was like one truck spun out and hit the wall, and that was it. Like, nothing else happened the entire race. It was just green flag laps over and over and over. So, and then I went to a cup race in Martinsville with some buddies of mine from work, and I think there was like 2 spins. Danica Patrick was 1. I remember that plain as day. And there's a lot of green flag laps. So I was like, well, it's not like it used to be, and I just hadn't been back since. I think the last one I went to was like 2015 at Martinsville. So, kind of hoping this Gen 7 car comes out and changes things a little bit. Maybe it kind of gives that old school feel back to it. A little bit harder to handle, and we see guys kind of. It's not all the race car. I mean, you got to have drivers just willing to sort of rough each other up a little bit too. So that's a big thing. But we'll see. Dang, Aaron's about to get. He about got doored there. Somebody. I need to take that off so we can actually watch it. Yeah, they're running super tight, man. I do miss going, though. I miss the atmosphere. Although, half the fun was going there and seeing all the people at the racetrack. It's not like that anymore either. I mean, just the energy level of going to, like, Charlotte when there was, like, 120,000 people there was insane. Everybody cheering, flash bulbs going off. That's another cool thing that I wish that never disappeared. Guys taking pictures, like with all the flash bombs going off and stuff in the stands. That was awesome, man. If I was a track, I would hand out disposable cameras, and I would tell people to use them, like during the race, and I would just have some, because there's companies that still develop that stuff. I would just hand out those cameras, and I would hand out like little cards where you can get the film developed at. I do too. I don't know what they're going to do with that yet. There's speculation on what they're going to do. I mean, Atlanta? Yeah, Atlanta's a pretty cool track. They're actually considering reconfiguring Atlanta back to the old format, what it was like pre-97. That's the rumor anyway, which would be fine. I mean, it was a good track back then too. But they're not going to do it till they pave it, obviously. But yeah, so yeah, if I was a track, I would buy a bunch of them disposable cameras, and I would pass them out to everybody that comes through the gate. And I would pass out cards with them, or on the back it could say, you can get this film developed at such and such place. It'd be a good business move, and it would look really cool on TV to have everybody taking actual old pictures. They do it for Darlington for a throwback scheme. I might write them an email and tell them that's what they need to do. It'd cost them a little bit, initially, but those cameras are only like $1.50 a piece. Back then, it'd probably be like $3 a piece now, so it probably wouldn't cost them that much. They could get a heck of a deal on them. I'm sure the company who develops the film could probably supply them dirt cheap. I think that'd be pretty awesome. That is a late model door off the 1998 and 1999 Caraway Speedway Track Champion. I got that when I was probably, let's see, how old would I be? I'd have been 14 or 15, I think. And so I walked down the pits one day. His name's Stephen Laughlin. I walked down the pits one day after he had a big wreck, and asked him if I could have it. And he had, like, his car was tore all to pieces. And he was like, yeah, he's like, just take the whole freaking thing. Like, he was pissed off, He's like, take the whole thing. He's like, we're taking the whole body off of it. He's like, just get what you wanted. So I just grabbed the door. So I actually want to get some more. I'm going to start trying to go down and get some more pieces of some cars. And decorate this room a little better. I've got the whole side of a car on the side of a building out back here. A Hooters Pro Cup car off of Michael Rich. I don't know if you've ever heard of him before. He used to be really, really good in Hooters Pro Cup. I am. Yeah, I'm getting there, man. It's depressing, too, dude. It really is. I hate getting old. Like, I think back now, because I don't really feel old, like, mentally, I still feel, 18, 20. I don't feel any different. But I look back on, like, all the fun times I had when I was younger, and I'm like, man, I really miss that, I miss going to the beach with my buddies and, like, talking to girls and stuff. I mean, obviously, I'm married, and I wouldn't do that now. But I kind of do miss that, Did you really race with me? You talking about Michael Rich? That's pretty cool, man. Or Steve Laughlin. So yeah, but I do. I miss doing all that stuff. Had some good times when I was younger. A lot of good times. Let's see where we're at on repair now.
All right, let's go to the third place. Michael, how are you?
8 minutes to go. full. I don't see what you're saying here. But anyway, yeah, we used to. I remember going to like tracks when I was younger, man, like Motor Mile, places like that, South Boston, and those tracks were packed. I think Motor Mile actually closed down, and they're supposed to be reopening this year. But Motor Mile, I went there when it was brand new, and that place was like, it was such a nice track. I mean, nice track. Had a ton of late models there. Me and my dad drove up there. It was like a 3.5-hour drive. We used to go to races every Saturday. We go to a different race. Used to go to Concord all the time, down whenever they had weekly races. That was another really fun track to go to. I've seen some guys have some wicked crashes at that place because that was a fast track. They used to have a place like, oh, you can't see my mouse, but like, so right here where this black sticker is on the wall right there, Concord had a place where the ambulance went up through there or would come out from there. And I seen a street stock one time get turned up into that little hole in the wall, and it just ripped it in half. You think we open this weekend? Sort of wondering how. Yeah, I'm thinking that. You raced the full season? Oh, did you really, man? That's awesome. That's awesome. What year? I'd like to check out some of the races. I watch them on YouTube sometimes. You can find a lot of the old Hooters Pro Cup races on there. So yeah, I found that door on the side of the road. I metal detect as a hobby. Like I go to where old houses are and try to find old coins and stuff people drop.
Green flag, green flag.
And I was walking around the woods, and I went down one side, and I come up, and I went under the bridge, and it was back way out in the country. Come up the other side, and I seen it laying there on the other side of the guardrail. So I guess it blew out of somebody's truck, or somebody had stolen it and hid it, or whatever. And I was like, dang! I called a buddy of mine. And I was like, dude, I found the side of a race car. Aaron's leading the race, by the way. I was like, we need to come out here and get this. So I got it hanging up out there on the side of the building. That's pretty cool. Good for Aaron. Leading, or whatever split we're in. Probably second split, actually. We'll be in third. But, yeah. That's awesome, man. I used to watch Hooters Pro Cup all the time. I used to love going to, like, Myrtle Beach and places like that and watching them. I think I've heard somebody wreck somewhere. Maybe not. Should be, yeah. Let me see. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, it's live. Yeah. Oh man, come on, 2003. I think the car that I've got out there is a 2004 version. The Ford Focus, I know that. 4 minutes to go. Well, actually 5, so we can get the optional repairs done too. Might as well go ahead and get them all done. Where are we actually at? Yeah. 33rd? No, 32nd. There's not a whole lot of guys out. We can pass Robert Ark. That's about it. We'll get out there and run, though. Maybe we can get around some of them. So how did you do, Pete? Was you a pretty... Golly, man, this beer got me burping. Did you do okay, or was you kind of a mid-packer or a back marker, or what? When I raced, I was terrible. So, I was sort of fast, but I just did not know how to set a car up. I raced street stocks, by the way, for like a season. That was it. But yeah, I didn't know how to set a car up, so. Oh, geez, don't tell me I'm out of beer. Gotta reach all the way in the back. There we got one. Sweet. Top 13? Or top 10? Nice, man. That's not too bad. And that's back when they had some good fields too, a lot of competitive cars. Yeah, man, I'll definitely check out some of those races. I love watching some of those old Hooters Pro Cup races. I ran that street stock for about half a season. Yeah. Yep, for sure. I ran that street stock for like a half a season, and I mean, I could drive it. It was like a boat. Thing was set up I built it for an enduro. I didn't build it for street stocks. So it was built it was just basically stock. It was a stock what was it? It was a stock full frame Monte Carlo, 85 model, full frame Monte Carlo. Put a 3-speed transmission in it, and it had a 354 bolt main that was basically stock gears, everything. And the track I was racing at was 0.533 mile on it, or 0.533 is the distance, long straightaways. Well, there you go, man. You need to get back into it. You should, for real. I wish I could. I mean, I could afford it now. It just takes up so much time. YouTube. I mean, that's where I used to go watch them. Now, a lot of the old races got taken off, but I think it was mostly the old NASCAR races. Somebody was going around copyrighting all of them, and I think instead of fighting it, a lot of the people who put them up just kind of took them off there. But some of them I think are starting to come back a little bit now. I wish NASCAR would. Yeah, and you can Google it too. I wish NASCAR would put all their older races like on a service. I would pay $10 a month for a service to go back and watch old NASCAR races, honestly. Especially if they had like K&N, or not K&N, but like the old Busch North and stuff like that on there. Because a lot of those was televised too. I would love, but they would have to get licensing from all the different media companies, and some of those aren't even around anymore, like TNN. I guess it would be owned. I think TNN's probably owned by. See, it was TNN, then it went to Spike TV. I don't know what it is now, but I think it's like the Outdoor Life Network or something. So it'd take them, they'd get all licensing for all that stuff, but it'd be pretty cool to be able to see it. But yeah, I took that car out there. First race we ran, I went out there for the Enduro. 17 cars showed up for the Enduro, and they told us that they wasn't going to have the Enduro because there wasn't enough cars. They would run up to 100 cars in the Enduro, and they would run 2.5 hours. So they're like, well, there's not enough cars to run the Enduro, so you can run street stock if you want. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll run street stock. So we had like 25 cars in that street stock race. And I go out there, and the seal on the harmonic balancer blew out, like halfway. Just got oil everywhere, coming to pits. Ran out of oil, didn't have no oil in it. Took it home, fixed that, came back out there again. I never once got to even go out there and practice because I always was working on the car beforehand, and they actually come down and told me I needed to go out there and practice. But I go out there again next time, and I got better and better, and I could drive it, but I didn't know how to set it up. Like, I had a tire blow one time, and this guy gave me a tire, and the tire was like way too big. It was way bigger than the rest of the tires in the car. He's like, put it on the right front, and you'll turn better. And I put it on there, and it was the funniest looking thing, that big tire on that car. So that was a pretty funny moment. And I had a good buddy of mine, he raced with us one time, and he hit me, like he was lapping me. It's like I said, my car was set, everybody's cars were set 4 inches off the ground, and they had stiff springs in them, and they were, they were flying, and my car's 8 inches off the ground, and it's swaying like a boat in turns, leaning way over, because it had just stock springs in it. And he'd come around, and he'd barely clip me in the back end and spun me out, and they penalized him for spinning me out, and he was pissed off, and he was fussing and cussing at me after the race, and I was like, I was trying to get out of your way, Had a radiator hose blow off on me one day and spin me out because the water just went everywhere under the tires. But finally, the last race I ran, when engines, before they blow, they loosen up and they get really fast, they make a lot of power. And I come out there, and I was flying, man. Yeah, he's doing good. I'm proud of him. I was flying. Keeping up with the leaders. It's never happened before. I mean, down the straightaways, not in the turns as much. Which I had put some springs in the car, and I was slowly learning how to set it up a little bit, so I was getting faster. But I was keeping up with the leaders, and there's a couple cautions, and I told my dad, I was like, Dad, this thing is flying. I was like, I think the motor's about to blow. Because it was making some funny noises, just like you can tell when the RPM sounds change a little bit. And I was coming down the straightaway, and the motor blew, and I had like where the shifter come up through the floor pan, I didn't have a cover there, so it was like this big hole right there. I could see the track through there, I mean, it was just redneck thrown together race car. And that oil come up through there, and like it hit the headers, and it caught on fire, and fire, like it didn't come around me, but it come up inside the car a little bit. There was fire coming out of the back of the car. And I put it to the inside, and it went out. And after that, we never rebuilt it, because I told Dad, I was like, I said I love racing, but I said I don't I don't like the idea. I mean, I would get out of the car so mad because it wasn't competitive, and I'd like kick this out of the car, you know. And I said I don't want to race unless we can afford like competitive stuff. But he was like, okay, well we'll go talk to some people. Well, we got talking to people and found out how much it was really going to cost to be competitive. You know, $15,000 for a built motor, and I mean it was just a ridiculous amount. So I got rid of. I parked the car and said I guess I'm done racing. I ain't gonna race no more. And then Dad, or a buddy of mine, he called me one day. He was like, "Well, it did, yeah. It threw a rod right out the left side of the block, like a hole about that big. I mean, it was huge. So, but yeah, there was no fixing that one. But a buddy of mine called. And he was like, "Well, He's like, "I got a motor. I want to race it." I was like, "Okay." And I said, "Well, you can race it on one condition. You know, I was like, if you wreck it, that's fine. You know, try not to. But if you wreck it, that's fine. But if you ever stop racing, don't get rid of the car. I want it back." He's like, "Okay." So he come down there and got the car, and then I didn't hear nothing from him for a while. Well, apparently he had taken the car and gotten it crushed, and got like $190 for it. That's all I got. And I put in like $2,000 getting that car built, and you know, roll bars and racing suspension and all that stuff on there, and he crushed it. And God, it pissed me off so bad. Like, and he didn't even tell me. I had to call and ask him. I was like, "What happened to my race car?" And he's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, I had it crushed. I was like, "You had it crushed?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I guess you want the $190." I was like, "No, I want the $2,000 I spent trying to get the freaking thing built." I mean, I was mad. I was so mad. I told him, I was like, "Just don't even talk to me." And the thing is, like, I couldn't sue him or nothing because I had no proof that he had done it. You know, I had no proof that the car was even mine because I didn't have a title to it or nothing. I mean, it was a race car. I couldn't do anything. I talked to a lawyer and there's like, there's really nothing you can do about it, you know, unless you can prove that it was yours to begin with, and I couldn't. So, needless to say, I didn't talk to him for a long time after that. But, and it was what it was. Oh, we can go now. Sweet. Hey, we got motor. So yeah, I was pissed off about it, man, because I mean, I wasn't that great. Obviously, I didn't have the money or the talent at the time to be able to drive fast. But I think had that not happened, I probably would have got back into it somehow. But, you know, the thing is, it could have been a blessing really, because I tell you what happened, man. I welded my own roll bars in there, right? Whenever I was giving him that car, I took the roll bars out because I told him he was going to put his own roll bars in there. And those roll bars were rusted a little bit, and I literally took a sledgehammer and knocked them out of the car. That's how bad of a welding job I did. That's before I learned how to weld. So if I had got hit in the side, there's a good chance I would have got hurt really, really, really bad. So it might be a blessing that he did what he did. But anyway, it is what it is. So she had a family friend leading the 100-lap plate model opener, had a straightaway lead, and then grenaded with 20 to go. That sucks, man. I'm telling you, man, I was flying that night, loving every minute of it. And I've considered getting into mini stocks and stuff. My cousin races mini stocks, and he's won the championship here 2 or 3 years in a row now. He's got a ton of wins, wins the pole every weekend. There's not a ton of cars racing, so you don't have a lot of competition, but there's enough. And he's won at Bowman Gray. There's some competition at Bowman Gray. You have to have some pretty decent stuff there. He builds his own motors. He told me, he said, "We can put you in one of my cars." He's like, "You blow the motor or wreck it, it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it." He's like, "You just help me fix it." But I don't know. You know, it's like the older I get, the more I just kind of like watching it. And I wouldn't mind owning a car and letting somebody else drive it. I just don't think I'd really enjoy driving it myself anymore. So yeah, it is what it is. What lap are we on, I wonder? Or what lap are the leaders on? These guys, see if we can hear them again. Might stopped on the track.
And once again, the Gordon cars take each other out.
Checking up the pace.
Well, I'm glad Aaron's doing good. That's good for him.
Aaron, I'm gonna need you to slow down, buddy.
That was a fun race there, John.
I tried to come over the radio and say, check it up.
Where's Nick running at? Nick's 9th. Good for him. Nick's a pretty good guy. We disagree on a lot on Twitter, but I think he seems like an alright guy.
These runs would go longer.
Yeah, mini stocks aren't too bad. I mean, to be honest, you know, they're getting pretty expensive too, but they're definitely not too bad. They're one of the cheapest forms of racing you can do now. Thing is, with mini stocks are getting to where they're using those real expensive shocks and really expensive springs and stuff like that now. They're doing some pretty crazy stuff with the motors too. But since he builds his own motors, he saves a ton of money, you know.
Pit road is now open.
Oh, well, 124, okay, cool. Well, if we can get a big wreck. Dang, no, we're too far behind.
Oh,
We're
crap!
gonna finish about where we're at. That sucks. If we can get a big wreck, maybe right here,
Come on, now you're back here with the Gordon cars.
pretty quick, in the next few laps, then we might can make up some spots if some guys back out, but we're not gonna make up much more.
Oh, John, no!
I hate that too, because we had some speed there. Just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Is Aaron behind us? Yeah. See my poor car, Aaron? Look at it. It's pitiful.
This could have been you, dude.
I know, man, and I had some speed too. It's a shame. Just, guy wrecked in front of me. I had nowhere to go, and then somebody just clobbered me after I'd sat there for a while.
Let the pace car by.
I wonder when they're going to update their pace car. That's an old Mustang. God, the rest of this race is going to be so boring. I'm debating on whether to just quit, but I hate to do that, you know. We can get Robert Ark, I think.
One left to green. One up the middle side. Pit road is closed. Past the pace car. That's the 31 car. Past the 21 car. That's the 31 car.
Spin out.
Past the 30 car.
Spin out, trying to catch the field back up here.
That's the 31 car. That's the 9 car by. Had the position when the yellow flag came out.
Where is the 9 car?
Get ready. Going green.
There he is. Oh, good God. Jeez, that was close.
The pace car is in.
Just stop. Gotta get caught up.
Green flag, green flag.
God, that guy was plowed into the back of him. Jeez. I'll make a black flag.
Stay high.
Maybe not.
Still there. Clear. Car inside. Keep high.
Let these guys go.
Clear. Car inside.
No point in racing.
Calm down there, Exalta. We'll get there.
So tomorrow, I think we'll run the Block Pain Sprint Series, where I guess it's the VRS Series now, at Laguna Seca. I practiced there for a little while today. Got a little speed. I mean, I'm definitely not as fast as some of them guys, but if we can avoid the carnage that happens in those races, we might be okay. I really want to try running road more often. I don't really care where I finish in road. It's not like oval. Oval, I care where I finish. Road, I really could care less. Road, I just kind of do for fun. Now, if I get good at it, I'll probably care. But I'll tell you what I'm really looking forward to is when those trophy trucks come out. That's going to be awesome. Spin on the back stretch. Spin on the front stretch. Your only issues last couple times. They only had like 8 cars. Well, that's fine. I mean, you know, if they only have 8 cars, that just means you got a better chance of winning the race, right? And that's how it is here too, man. I mean, car counts have fallen off big time. But you know, the promoter at the track here, the track I used to run at, he said on Facebook the other day. He said, "I know." So we all got really spoiled in the '90s because car counts were so good. He said, but if you look back in the '60s and '70s when racing was pretty popular then too, he said a lot of times we only raced 5 or 6 cars. So
thanks 32 for not killing me.
It just kind of got back to what it used to be, and you still see a lot of people. You don't see a lot of people at local tracks like you used to. But
I wasn't sure what you were dodging. Trying to find it.
It's still a fairly popular sport for the most part. It's not as popular as it was.
Well, it was pretty sudden that he was parking at all the track there.
We'll get back into it again. Yeah, I mean, if you want to do it, go for it, dude. You know what? I should rerun the Rice Krispies car. Just like snap, crackle, pop with all the damage. Hey Jesse, if you get a run on me and want to go, buddy, you go right ahead. Just let me know. Really no point in racing anybody. I'm probably faster than some of these guys, but I wish that Iracing would add mini stops. I think that'd be fun.
The yellow flag is out. Line up, single file. Pit road is closed.
Is that a Gordon car?
10-4, that is a Gordon car.
I'm telling you.
Well, I'm telling you,
if you
do go to Amazon, and everything like
That's
UPS,
the third time I've been dumped.
Yeah, 17 an hour is not too bad, man. That's
the damn Gordon cars. I'm telling you, man.
I make right now. I make 18 an hour on my normal job at work.
Anything but a Gordon car. Do
driving, I make 30 an hour.
What if it's a Byron
if I was inside the building slinging boxes,
it's too close to Gordon.
An hour, so. Which I've been there for a long time, so I've got raises every year, so that's not too bad if that's what they're paying starting out.
Man, I sure hope not, Jared. I thought I'd running a
pretty decent raises every year, or does it stay at 17?
I never touched you, and you were slowing in the way with the preferred line.
How about Steve Griffin?
Yeah, still, that's not bad, even if they did stay at 17.
You win the argument.
I wonder if it's full-time, or if it's only part-time.
dogs. Let them by on the outside. Let the 30 car by. He had the position when the yellow flag came out. Pit road is now open.
Well, we can't make it no more spots from here on out, but we're going to finish it, by God. We're 31st place. Hopefully we won't lose more than about 30 or 40 points. I can get those back in a race or two in late models, so it won't be quite so bad. I want to start getting some super late model setups as well.
Katie, you're supposed to come out ahead of me. What are you doing?
Like you said, I might run some open stuff. See how that goes. Yeah, it's you'd have to talk to somebody in HR and find out how they operate. If it's like UPS, I mean, there's so many employees. You know, UPS is easy to get into management, but it's really hard to get into management that actually pays decent money, because everybody can be a manager. Anybody can be a manager, I should say, because there's a ton of managers. But there's not very many managers making good money. Most of the managers are making crap money, so you just have to talk to somebody and see what it's like. I mean, shoot, 17 an hour just slinging boxes is not bad. And if they offer healthcare too, that's another big thing. See if they offer healthcare. Yeah, for sure. See if they offer healthcare. If they don't offer healthcare, UPS might be your best option. I know you probably don't care about healthcare now, but you will in the future, I promise you. UPS is a good place to work. I mean, it really is, and there's a lot of opportunities for advancement. I imagine it's about the same probably at Amazon, but I would assume that Amazon probably don't have the same type of healthcare that we have, but you never know. So I guess we're letting the whole field by.
Interesting.
Let the 23 car by. Let the 20 car by.
I wonder why.
Let the 26 car by. He had the position when the yellow flag came out.
What do we have up there? Do we have two tires?
Oh, because somebody else got the lucky dog.
Staying out. What's the scenario up here?
Let the 37 car by.
I hope we ain't got no damn Gordon cars.
I'm driving a car, so I got 4 tires. I ain't a goddamn motorcycle.
Well, the car was just in that caution, stayed out. He's P2 now. Let's give a warm shout out to Patovich.
Alright, 21's out, 14's out, 7 took 2, and I think everybody else took 4 for the most part of consequence.
I took 2. I took 5. I don't know what the hell y'all are talking about.
Come on, guys, hurry up.
I'm gonna get dumped again. Might as well do it up front.
Yeah, that's good. That's good, solid thinking. We appreciate that.
I'll go, Mike. We didn't touch.
The pace car is in. Green flag, green flag.
There'll be a lot of wrecks from here on out, guaranteed. Unfortunately, we're too far back to be able to make up any spots on the guys are straight investment here.
Car inside. Clear.
That guy's way off the pace, holy cow. God, the car is just plowing. Yeah, if you're making that, you probably will be. I mean, I don't know what the cost of living is up there where you're at, but around here, 17 an hour is not too bad. I mean, you can literally live by yourself. You can't live by yourself and own a house and drive a race car on that around here, but you can own a house and live, you know, okay on 17 an hour around here. It's pretty cheap to live. Probably a little more expensive where you're at, just because. Well, I don't know, taxes probably a little higher where you are than they are here, I imagine. I don't know. I don't really know a whole lot about your state. I know in California it's
Okay.
ridiculous. And but
No, Michael!
I mean, I'd go for it. You know, slinging boxes.
I got Katie! Oh my god!
It can be hard work, especially when it's hot outside. But keep you in shape.
My bad, Chris.
And it's like going to the gym and getting paid for it. Really, you know.
No, you're fine, man. I'm sorry we
And if
both
you can
went into
get
the
like
wall.
a
I
straight,
was
if
just
you can
trying
get
to
a straight 8
save
or
it.
something like that, which is just 8 hours without a lunch or anything.
Typical
it's even
Jesse
better.
game.
Oh, I know you would. I know you would. I can't say I blame you on that. I'm just saying. That's what my cousin says. I mean, my cousin's 30 years old, I think now. He works for an air conditioning company. So what he does is he works in a company out of South Carolina, which is 2 hours from where I live. He lives right down the road from me. But he works for a company that's based in South Carolina, and they give him a company vehicle, and he goes all over the state. All over the state. Goes to South Carolina, goes to Virginia, fixing like cooling refrigerators and stuff for like Whole Foods and Food Line and big grocery store chains and stuff, Walmart, stuff like that. And he makes about $70,000 a year. But like I said, he's 30. He still lives with his mom and dad. Don't have a girlfriend or nothing. He's like racing's what I want to do. He's like, I don't care nothing about getting married. He just wants to make money and race his whole life. So that's what he does. That's great, man. I mean, that's what you want to do. You know, me, I always kind of dreamed of settling down, having kids and all that. And that stuff takes a lot of money when you start talking about having kids and that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of stuck where I'm at. And honestly, if I didn't have the kids, I wouldn't even be thinking about going and doing the new job that I'm doing now, or that I will be doing later on this year, where I'll be having to work a lot longer hours and stuff like that. I really like to make videos, and I really like to stream, and if my YouTube channel would take off like everybody else's does, then I could potentially do that instead of taking this other position. But for whatever reason, YouTube hates me, so nobody ever sees my videos. But it is what it is. You know, maybe it's
Let me guess, it's
maybe
a
this is how
touring
it should
truck!
be. I'll do this job for 20 years and retire, and then travel the
I don't think I deserve
United
that one,
States
but
and
alright.
hopefully some of the world. That's the
For a
plan.
Gordon fan.
And just
Yeah.
stream and make videos in the meantime.
Yeah.
Just won't be able to do it as much during the week. That's the only bad thing about it. I'll probably start going and making a lot of.
You deserve
It
every
really
bit
is.
of
You
it.
know, the crazy thing about it is, and I've said this a lot because it really pisses me off. But I know guys, people I know, friends of mine. I mean, it's a crazy thing. I know guys that'll start a channel on YouTube, and I will watch their videos, and they are worse than I am as far as their commentary and stuff goes. And I'm not just saying that; they really are. They don't sound as like their setup's worse. They don't sound as good. The way they describe things isn't as good. But man, they can put a video out, and within like a week, they'll have 1,000 or 2,000 views, and it's the craziest thing. But then if I put a video out, I've got a video I put out 2 weeks ago that still has 0 views, which is like there's how is that even a possibility? You know, like these Far Cry videos I put out, and Aaron said the same thing. I mean, you know, there has got to be more than 3 or 4 people that search for Far Cry. But if I search for stuff like I put out, if I search for Far Cry Lost on Mars, because I've been doing those lately, you've seen those pop up, I'm sure. If I search for that, none of my videos will ever pop up. Ever. Every once in a while, I'll see one of my Iracing videos pop up, but I never see anything else pop up.
So the
It's
strategy
strangest
didn't work
thing.
the
Like, I don't
first
understand
time.
why
It's
none of my
supposed to
stuff
work
ever
the
pops
second
up
time?
there, so. I don't know.
I
It's
think
crazy.
that's the rationale.
It is what it
I mean,
is.
you
I
got
don't
me
worry
to
about
try it.
I'm telling you,
Yeah,
Mike, I'm winning
it
this
could,
race. I got all the boys back in the shop at DEA.
At least I get
Richard
some.
Gilmore, Tony
I'm
Eric
just hoping
David,
that if
Tony
I
Eric
keep doing
Judas.
it at one
No
point,
Steve Mills,
something will hit good, and it'll kind of take off.
Slugger
There's one
Labby,
guy
all the
I
boys
watch.
back in the shop. They was a good piece tonight.
There's one guy that I watch. He was telling me he's got like 300,000 or 400,000 viewers, subscribers now, or something like that. He actually does YouTube for a living. Doesn't make a ton off of it, but he makes probably about what I do off my normal job, which is probably about $30,000, $40,000 a year, something like that. So he said he's been doing it since 2015, I think, something like that. And he was saying that the first few years he done it, he didn't get any views on any of his videos. Well, then he had like one video come out, and like a lot of people watched it. And as soon as he started getting like 1,000 or 2,000 views on a couple of videos, all of a sudden all of his videos were taking off. Just like YouTube seen it and like, well, you know, you're getting 2,000 views now, so we're going to go ahead and put all your videos up here and for people to actually see them because they're actually worth something. So he was like, you know, he's like, you just kind of got to hit on something, and then once you hit on something, you know, usually it takes off after that. And now he gets, you know, 24,000 or so hits on every video. So I don't know, but it is crazy though. I just don't understand why it does that. It's a crazy way they got it set up.
One lap to green.
I probably do need to pit it just for the heck of it.
11, car by. He had the position when the yellow flag came.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would never say to you or anybody else, why aren't you watching my videos? Because I'm not like that, you know. I mean, if you want to watch them, that's great. I want people to want to watch them. If they don't want to, that's fine. I'm never gonna say, you know, like Hydro yesterday apologized to me because he was he had to go last night during the stream, and I was like, and he just kept apologizing. I was like, dude, don't apologize. Like, I told y'all before, I don't expect y'all to be here and watch everything, you know. I just find it odd how out of the, you know, YouTube has more viewers than pretty much anything, any other media outlet in the world. How is it that you can make a video and only 3 people see it? Like, that don't even seem possible, you know? It's just, to me, it just doesn't make sense. But it is what it is. I've even considered starting a new channel up. Oh, wow. That's why I saved that. I've considered doing a wreck up here. I've considered starting a new channel up and just seeing if it takes off, you know? That would kind of show if it was me or if it was... If it was me or if it was YouTube or whatever. But... I know, and it's just like, you know, new channels kind of get buried down at the bottom. But I've been doing YouTube now for 4 years, and you would think that something by now would have hit a little better. I'll tell you something else that's weird. When I first started doing NASCAR crash compilations, I was getting 14 to 15,000 views per video within the first week. Now, I haven't changed anything on them, really. I mean, they're still basically the same thing. Now they get 200 to 300, and that's it. So, you know, why is that? Like, how has that changed like that? Actually, we gotta go another lap. So we're a lap down. Yeah, I don't know. It's just...
You are the lucky dog. Get your lap back by passing the field.
It just feels like...
Past the 20 car, past the 17 car, past the 30 car.
It just feels like I should get more, you know, at least on something.
Past the 10 car, past the 33 car, past the 15 car, past the 37 car, past the 18 car, past the 13 car, past the 7 car, that's the 24 car, that's the 21 car.
Yeah, there are a lot of other people that put them out. But those guys don't do anything different to theirs than I do mine. So you would think that they would kind of even themselves out, you know. Matter of fact, I think that some of those guys wait until I put mine out and then copy it. Because it sure seems like it. It's like the exact same video. Hey, Hydro. So yeah, it's just frustrating, you know, to know that you worked that hard on something, and it's not that guy just blew up. It's not that nobody cares. It's that nobody even sees it to form an opinion. That's what really, like, is frustrating about it, you know. But like I said, it is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean. We had a wreck, or way earlier, like, a long time ago. Somebody spun out in front of us. And we wrecked. Oh, the root red. Yeah, so what happened to us, Hyder, is somebody got doored and got sideways in front of us, and when they hit the wall, they bounced off of it and came right back to us, and then we hit them. The guy behind us spun us out, and then somebody wasn't even. We were sitting at the bottom of the track. Somebody wasn't even paying attention, and the guy just drilled me right in the front end, like full speed. Didn't even hardly slow down. So, yeah. Yeah, hit that like button. That is so sad. I don't think there is a like button on Twitch, but sure. Follow if you hadn't. You can do that. Oh, re-blew up. Yeah, he's been damaged for a while too. But we're not giving up, Hydro. We're in 31st, and this is where we're going to be. I don't think we'll finish any better. I don't know what the leaders are on right now, but we could possibly catch up with Kelsey, but I don't think we will, because I think there can't be more than about 30 laps to go. Something like that. I think they're on lap 120-something about 15 minutes ago. We can kind of race with them at least a little bit. I don't want to get like really involved in them too much, but we'll hang out here with them and we'll watch them wreck each other. Right there, that was close. Alright, we'll check it out here in a second. Yeah, that other one was pretty close, man. That was a heck of a I would say a save, but really close to getting involved in a big mess. Oh! He just disappeared, went to another dimension. Oh, that's alright. I don't mind. You all can promote anything you want in my chat, man. If I don't worry about stuff like that. I'm the type of guy that I would help people get their stuff popular, so I got no problem with it. I live by that same rule. You know, I mean, I never think it's really okay to promote stuff in other people's chat. At least ask first. But I don't care. If you want to do that, you can. I have no problem with it. I'm just telling you, just in case you ever do it in somebody else's, because some people do get really pissed off about that kind of stuff. I had one guy, like, basically send me a message and cussing me out because I didn't even promote my stuff. Like, all I said was, hey, I wish, what did I say? I said something along the lines of, I wish my videos had this many views or something like that. Somebody was like, "Oh, promote your channel in my chat." Like, send me a private message. I was like, "Dude, calm down. I'm not promoting anything, man. I'm just saying." You know?
On the outside. Past the 29, car past the 17, car past the 21, car past the 2, car past the 15, car past the 26, car past the 7, car that's the 27, car. Flag came out.
13, I'm going to go ahead and call it a hunch, but you're probably going to need a little bit more room than that here in about
By the way,
5 or 6
Hydro,
laps.
we are heading like deep Mexico in the truck sim now. I don't know what town we're going to, but it's deep into Mexico. So
if you look out the right side of your airplane, you'll see a Breyer's Ice Cream 21 Chevy Camaro.
This is Jeremy here in front of me,
contact.
but Ricky here in front of me. I need to put the 851 on the car somewhere. Actually, I might have it on the back of this car. I'm not sure. I don't know if Daniel put it on there or not. Yeah, most people hate it. That is definitely true.
Let the 9 car by had the position when the yellow flag came out. Because you're the lucky dog, you'll be held at the end of the longest line. Let the 12 car
You
by.
think? Do you really think? So, yeah, you could, maybe. I don't know if, I'll be glad when they get, I need to check and see if they've, upgraded that mod to see if your
I was
state's
going to
in there
ask
yet.
what race is going to have more cautions, this one or Talladega. Talladega's only 94 laps.
1 lap to green. Line up on the inside.
Talladega's the one we'll
This race
definitely
is so
run.
bad. Y'all just take next week off.
The 12 car.
You're running Rockingham next week. Not NiS, but...
Jordan Worth,
the,
I'm counting on you, buddy.
The regular old A-class race when we run Rockingham. Probably will run that too. So, is there any games out that you guys would be interested in seeing me play?
Get ready. Going green.
Like, I want to start Far Cry New Dawn eventually. I don't know whether to stream it or to just record regular episodes so the quality looks better. Streaming it's obviously easier because I can do 2 or 3 hours at a time
Green flag, green flag.
and just upload it to YouTube. He said nope. You're not helping. But yeah, I don't really know. Like that Sekiro game, it's made by the same people who made Dark Souls. And I've never played Dark Souls, but they look pretty fun, so I thought maybe checking that out, but I don't know. I don't know if I'd really enjoy a game like that too much. I like doing the simulators, but the simulators, they just take so long to really get anywhere. Oh.
The yellow flag is out. Line up. Single
I put Iracing on purpose.
Catch the 35.
He did.
Past the 31 car.
The damn Gordon cars. We can quit wrecking.
Past the pace car.
He doesn't have a voice, so you just gotta be a coward and wreck it.
I slid right into that guy. I almost missed
What
him.
number was it so I can wreck him?
No, I ain't got time for people like him.
No. What's his number?
Just a video
Been
game.
swinging the sword for 4 years. You,
Yeah, it's a video
become
game, but it
accustomed
feels like
to
real life
just
to me.
enjoying whatever my streamer's playing.
Number
Gotcha,
two.
man. Yeah, you're
It
one
feels
of
like
those,
nothing like
one
real
of those
life
guys
trucking.
that are kind of there all the time. You and Hydro both.
Wait,
and I do
hold on. We got
appreciate
helmets
that.
being thrown between the 13
I haven't
and the
seen Red Dog.
26.
He kind
Stand
of
by.
disappeared. Like he don't come by anymore.
Calm down, Katie. You just
There,
got
there
loose.
he is. Damn, I was just talking about you, Red Dog. I was like, Red Dog, ain't seen him in a while. Holy crap. That's some kind of freaking, what do you call that? Like some kind. I didn't see you. I didn't see you in like a week. Of course, I haven't been streaming too much
I think it
either,
might
so
have
that's
been
probably
the
why.
third.
You did come by and say hey last week, right before you was doing something.
That's
That's so crazy, man. I like literally just said that, and there you were. That's funny. We're not doing much, man. Just cruising around and wrecked. Not doing hardly anything at all. You know, just riding.
That's a lot of text. Wow, that's a lot of
Wow.
text.
Pit road is now open.
How the heck did somebody post that much?
I can't even get you love drunk off my hump. Okay.
Anyway,
I don't even know who.
how
it
you
is.
doing,
It's been
buddy?
so
Doing
long.
all right? You missed all the excitement. There really hasn't been. We had a fast car though.
From
Really
what I
fast car.
understand,
Holy crap,
Katie, I'm
Hydra, that
pretty
is
sure you
long
hit the wall,
arms.
And then you kind of came off the wall, and at that point, you know, you came across my nose.
We'll get the lucky dog here again, I guess.
Here comes the guard horde!
You've been sick. That
Yeah, no
sucks,
problem.
man. A lot of people's been sick. I was sick.
It's just, you know, you bowling balls.
I didn't feel sick this week, but I was like super tired, and I got a lymph node like on this side that always gets really sore when I get sick, and it flared up like a couple days ago.
Cars behind you, driver. I was only one until you wrecked her.
I think it's probably allergies, though. Honestly. Hope you get feeling better though.
Don't wreck him, it's gonna be a big
Sick sucks.
to let you know. Believe me, his wife's seen him naked.
Still playing the Apex.
I don't wreck
That's me, man. I don't get sick very often, but well, actually, I got really sick. What, about a month ago? I was pretty sick. There for a little, like, couple days.
Yeah, it'd be in his best interest to go.
I don't know what was going on.
If you wreck him, I won't let up, and I'll hit everybody in the fire.
Yeah, of course. You sure it's not just allergies? Or you got a cold or something? What's that octopus got on his arms? Oh, you got the flu. Oh, dude, that really does suck. Man, get you a bottle of whiskey and freaking chug that mess, man. Burn that stuff out of there. That's how we do it. You did? Well, at least you're enjoying it. That's what I do, man. When I get that sick, I just freaking get a bottle of whiskey and I just go to town on it for about 2 days. Sleep it off. Try to. Yeah, Katie has the worst luck, man. Yeah, hit that like button for Red Dog. Show Red Dog some love. Go to Red Dog's channel and give him a follow.
Yeah, I'm staying close up here, but I am gonna stay low.
I bet so. You got that codeine too?
Just riding it out for the end.
You can go right around me on the high side if you want. Oh, maybe not. Alright, well. That's
Stay low to the car on the high side. Clear outside. Outside. Clear.
Sorry, hit the apron.
Oh no! Christopher, what happened?
Jeez, man, how?
He got shit for.
Well, Katie was definitely in that one. I think, pretty sure I seen her name fly across the screen.
You just wrecked that guy. Oh man. Oh, I hope he just got looted. I hate for somebody to go out.
Well, at least we get to see some wreck avoidance here.
What the heck happened, Camel?
Catch the 35 car.
Dale Gordon. Man, this race has been ridiculous, dude. Okay, so we had a top 10 car for sure. We didn't qualify. Started 25th, I think,
So
somewhere
we're
around
gonna
there.
have one of those 2 laps.
Within like 20 laps, we had made it all the way up into the top 15.
It's gonna be a
And we were faster than most of the guys in front of us, so just kind of cruising. Well, somebody doored somebody coming off of 2, and he slid up the track, and when he hit the wall, like he bounced off of it, the back end kind of come back around, and just right in front of us. I was literally nowhere I could go. So that happened. And when I hit him, the guy behind me hit me and spun me out, and I hit the inside wall, but I didn't blow my motor. I was just kind of sitting there, held my brake, just sitting there waiting for everybody to go around, and somebody came down there and just plowed into me. And that blew my motor, so... You know it, brother.
What's that, like 5 straight left off?
I think this is about number 20. I need about 70 more.
We ain't no record yet. The damn board mode is still going, so we got a few more cautions. They're going to elongate the race. We haven't met the board of the caution.
Oh yeah, man.
Did you say elongate? Because I just got a hard on.
So
Yeah,
so it was. We just had nowhere to go. So that guy, we was sitting there, and that guy just plastered us and took us out. We had like a 30-minute repair. Come back out and try to make up some spots from guys wrecking, but we were so many laps down that
banging.
I mean, we're not gonna make up any more spots. We're just kind of racing to the end now, just because I don't like stopping, you know, on a race till it's over. The next car is 37 laps in front of us, and I think that he's still racing. So yeah, he's in front of us actually.
You want to pass the guy in front of you? Just move him out the way.
Somewhere. So, actually, no, he may be out of the race, but I don't think we'll catch him. We're 73 laps down. He's 36, so. The race has got to be close to over
Aaron
now,
Rodgers is going to be in front of me here. I'm sorry, Aaron. I got to push you out of the way.
Let the 36 car by.
Yeah, there you go. It could always be worse, man. It could always be worse. The good thing about NiS is you really don't lose a ton of points when you crash out. It's not like
because you're the lucky dog, you'll be held at the end.
Not like late models where
Let the 30 car by.
Not like late models where, you know, if you finish last or towards the end, you're going to lose 100 points.
Well, you see the thing about the grass down there, that first cut of rough they got, it's pretty good.
And after this is over, we're not going to go through the field and look at all the crashes. There's just too many. I don't have time for all that. I got to get to work in the morning. It sucks. Hopefully it's only going to be like I guarantee you, I bet you anything, when I go to work, they're going to have me scheduled for like 2 or 3 hours. It's not even worth my time.
It's going to be a green, white check.
Almost guarantee it.
All right.
1 lap to green. Line up on
Where are you at, Ricky?
Right,
yeah, that's probably what it is.
Button 2.
Oh, you're winning this race, brother. Oh, we got the call!
So where's Aaron at? Is he still up there in the front? Yep, sure is. Well, he might win it. I mean, he's going to be able to get out there before everybody else, so... Yeah, exactly right. And then when I get knocked out, I lose all them points, and it's just a ridiculous amount. Alright, here we go again.
The pace car is in.
There'll be another big wreck here, guaranteed. 2 laps to go. I was thinking I could spin out, cause caution, and give Aaron the win here.
That means 1 more lap to go. Stay high, go high, go high.
Oh man, hilarious, hilarious.
Well, that was bullshit.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. Good run, Daddy.
Yeah, you could have done it, Connor. I really appreciate it. That's my first NiS. I appreciate it.
Alright, let's go congratulate him on the win.
Mike, they say they are a team. You must need a lot of shit.
Oh, he does have Jack. Oh, no. 13. Yeah, I hate that. Say it. What'd you say, Aaron?
I'm that guy.
Okay, the race is over. Bring it on.
No, I was saying thanks. I know you could have done it.
Alright,
You could have
that's
done
it, guys.
It's my first NiS win, so I appreciate it, man.
Could have been a lot better,
What
but
you don't protest me for?
it is what it is.
No, I got piled right now.
Oh well, appreciate you guys hanging out, watching me just put around the back. So it was fun while it lasted. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I don't know what time we're gonna run that that road race. I think probably around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Hydra, I know you might not be home for it. I don't know. We'll see. I'll try to wait a little later if I can. He hits the wall. I'll try to wait a little later on you if I can.
I enjoyed running with you.
But
Yeah,
yeah. Too, so thanks, Calvin. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you hanging out as well. All you guys. I mean, you guys are the best, really. You're on vacation. That's right. You are on vacation. My little girl's on vacation as well, but she won't be here tomorrow. She'll be somewhere else. So yeah, so I'll post it up in the Discord
Disqualified
where
me
we
for
start.
winning.
I'm not gonna be good on that road course. I can tell you that right now. Like we're not.
Paul
There's
Andrews is my crew chief.
no chance in hell we're gonna win the race unless everybody crashes out. And chances are we'll
What'd you say,
probably
Connor?
crash
Say that
out
again?
the first couple of laps because there's always big wrecks in the
I said Paul
GT3
Andrews
series.
is my crew chief.
But
He's
we'll
the
run that
crew chief of
and
Bound Quickie.
we'll try to run a late model race as well.
That's really cool, man. That's really, really cool.
I don't know. We'll kind of go from there. We might have time. I got to try to start
Yeah, he runs all
staying.
the ARCA stuff.
Last Far Cry 5 video is tomorrow. I'm going to try to get all that done tomorrow and Tuesday. That way I can just upload everything and I don't have to worry about the rest of the week. So, yeah.
Good job, dude.
So I'll see you guys later on. Thanks for hanging out. Y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.